This is not breaking news. This is not a scandal. This is not about one person. What's happening right now is far deeper than any individual's actions. It's a quietly dangerous failure, one that's been building for years, only to hit a critical point. You've been watching it unfold, but maybe you haven't seen it for what it truly is. A systemic collapse. A failure so ingrained, it no longer registers as a problem to those in charge. What you're about to see will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about power, economics, and political control. There's something breaking quietly in the background of the systems we depend on, and it's escalating fast. We're in a moment where things that were once solid are becoming unstable. Trust is eroding, political systems are fracturing, economies are teetering, and the worst part, it's not happening somewhere far away. It's happening here, in front of our eyes. Do you want to understand why this matters? Keep watching. Shifting gears, let's break down exactly what's driving this quiet collapse. What's controlling the narrative right now isn't the chaos you see on the surface. It's something far more systemic, more dangerous. We talk about political failures, economic instability, social fractures, but what we're really seeing is the machinery behind the curtain working in ways most don't even understand. This isn't about a single person's actions anymore. It's not even about a party or a movement. No, the real problem lies in the machinery that's now dictating decisions, shaping policies, and manipulating outcomes. A machine with gears that grind quietly in the background until one day they stop. Politicians may come and go, but the system stays. The same system that's been rigged to protect the powerful, to maintain a status quo that serves the few, not the many. This isn't an anomaly. It's how it's designed. The game has already been set, and you didn't get a vote. So when you see the panic, the outbursts, the headlines, understand that it's just a surface-level symptom of something much deeper. This is no longer just a political story. It's about who's running the game and who's losing. Let's dive into the heart of the matter. The mechanism that's driving this quiet collapse. Over time, the most dangerous changes are the ones you barely notice. They happen so slowly, so gradually, that they become the new normal before you even realize it. And by the time you wake up to the consequences, it's too late. This isn't a sudden shift. It's a long, steady erosion. The systems that were once designed to serve the people, the ones that were supposed to protect us, to hold the powerful accountable, have quietly become the tools of those very same elites. Think back to a time when politicians at least pretended to serve the public, a time when economic policies weren't about protecting the richest, but about growing the middle class. It wasn't perfect, but there was balance, there was accountability. Now, accountability is a joke. We've normalized a political system where power is concentrated in the hands of the few, where policies are written to benefit corporations, not citizens. The media doesn't question it anymore. The public doesn't protest it anymore. It's just part of the landscape. The shift has been so gradual that we no longer see the danger until the collapse is imminent. And it's already here. In the wake of all this chaos, there's something that happened, a small but telling moment that's now emblematic of the failure unfolding. Last week, at a Ford factory, Donald Trump lost it. A union worker called him out, and the president responded angrily, publicly, in front of everyone. Pedophile protector, the worker said. That single phrase lit a fuse. Trump's response? A middle finger, a scream of expletives. The leader of the free world, reduced to a childish, emotional meltdown in front of a factory full of people. But let's not focus on the headline. This incident isn't the story. It's a symptom. It shows us just how far the system has fallen, how power is wielded, not with dignity, but with rage and denial. It's a moment that tells you everything you need to know about a regime that no longer even pretends to govern for the people. What does that tell us about the stability of this system? It's fragile, it's volatile, and it's about to crack wide open. The moment you stop seeing the system as just a series of isolated events, just scandals, just headlines, you begin to see the true pattern. And that pattern reveals something darker. A system that operates not for the people, but for a few powerful elites who've rigged the game in their favor. It's no longer about accountability. It's about protecting power. This is a machine that works for the few at the top, the billionaires, the corporations, the special interests. and it's designed to keep them safe no matter the cost to everyone else. Look at the way economic policies are shaped. The richest are getting richer, while the middle class shrinks, and the poor, they're being left behind. But it's all justified under the guise of free markets and job creation, even as manufacturing jobs are outsourced, wages stagnate, and the cost of living rises. The workers who used to hold the power, they're now just pawns in a system that demands loyalty but offers little in return. Meanwhile, corporate elites are handed tax breaks, bailouts, and favors, all under the banner of economic growth. And who pays the price? The people, every single time. This system doesn't just fail, it exploits. It benefits the few at the top and leaves the rest scrambling. And it's been this way for years, out of sight, until now. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it does. The fallout from these failures isn't some slow burn. It's speeding up fast. Trump's meltdown was just the beginning. The numbers are starting to reflect what's been happening beneath the surface. Grocery prices surged at the fastest rate in 3 years last month. Inflation is supposed to be defeated, right? Not according to the real data. People are struggling more than ever. But that's just a symptom of something far worse. The real kicker? The political landscape is shifting dramatically. Democrats are flipping seats. Florida, Connecticut, it's happening all over the country. And what does this mean for Trump's grip on power? It's slipping fast. What happens when a regime can't even hold on to a mayor's race in a place like Miami? When the map starts turning blue, despite everything the system has done to protect the ruling class? It's unraveling right in front of us. This isn't just about numbers, policies, or headlines anymore. This is about times you asterisk. The people who are feeling the weight of this failure in ways that can't be ignored. Think about it. When inflation surges, who feels it first? Not the billionaires who fund campaigns and make decisions in boardrooms. No, it's the workers, the single parents, the people scraping by on wages that haven't moved in decades while the cost of living soars. You know this. You've felt it. Maybe you've been watching your paycheck stretch thinner each month. Maybe you've seen the same price tags in the grocery store, but the contents of your cart don't change. Maybe you're worried about what comes next. And that fear, it's real, and it's justified. The consequences aren't abstract. They're sitting in your bank account, in your kitchen, in your home. This isn't about faraway politics anymore. This is your life. And it's being impacted by a system that doesn't care about you. It's time to face the truth. This isn't some distant issue. It's happening now, and it's happening to times, you asterisk. This isn't just something happening within our borders anymore. The ripple effect of this systemic collapse is being felt far beyond. The world is watching, and it's moving on without us. Canada, for example. Canada is already making deals with China to bring in Chinese electric vehicles. At the same time, the U.S. continues to falter. Trade barriers drop, deals are made. While Trump and his administration ignore it, China is seizing opportunities that could give them a massive edge in the global car market. Meanwhile, the U.S., stuck, bogged down in an ideological war, fumbling its alliances and economic future. And it's not just Canada. Look at Venezuela. They're turning to China for oil. While the U.S. is caught up in its own internal turmoil, China is strengthening its ties with countries around the globe. And the U.S. response? Disengagement. I don't care about trade partners, Trump said. It wouldn't matter to me, but it matters. It matters because the world is moving forward, and the U.S. is being left behind. This isn't just about domestic politics anymore. This is about times global, times influence. And the cracks in the system, they're showing on the world stage. So, where does this all lead? It's hard to say. But we can already see 3 paths unfolding before us. The first, asterisk, asterisk, adjustment, asterisk, asterisk. A series of small tweaks, small reforms, enough to keep the system moving, but not enough to fix it. It's what the elites want, enough stability to keep the status quo intact while deflecting blame. For a time, it might work, but it won't last. The cracks are too deep, the pressure is building. The second path, asterisk, asterisk, erosion, asterisk, asterisk. Slowly, steadily, The system weakens, trust in institutions crumbles, the economy continues to flounder, political polarization deepens. The public grows restless. The erosion is so gradual, most won't even notice until it's too late. By the time it's clear how far we've fallen, we'll be in free fall. Then there's the third path. Asterisk, asterisk, rupture, asterisk, asterisk. A sudden break. A sharp, violent collapse that shakes everything to its core. A tipping point that shatters everything we've come to rely on, political, economic, social. It could be triggered by anything. A crisis, a scandal, a full-blown systemic breakdown. Which one will we face? Right now, it's impossible to say. But what's clear is this. We are heading for one of them, and it's coming fast. And here's the truth. Asterisk none times of this is going to get better on its own. It won't fix itself. It can't. Not without a complete overhaul, not without a fundamental shift. And right now, no one is willing to make that change. We're facing an impending collapse, an economic, political, and social crisis that's not far off. The question is, will we times adjust times in time? Will we allow the system to erode even further, or will we see a total rupture? If you think it's bad now, just wait. The worst is yet to come. But here's the thing. You times can't times look away. Not now, not ever again. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to wait for the system to fail completely, or are you going to start asking the hard questions now? Keep watching, because this story isn't over. It's just getting started.